Hey, what's up, y'all? Deyquan here, and in this video, I want to show you how you can take basic theory and make it sound advanced. All right, we're going to be in the key of E flat major. Okay, the E flat major scale. And in order to get the most out of this lesson, you gotta have your scales, major and minor scales down, and the diatonic chords for those scales. Right, you can have the triads or the sevenths. Okay, so let's get into it. So what we're gonna do in this video, actually the inversions as well. All right, so what we're gonna do in this video is I'm gonna show you guys a riff that I like to do using two chords from a scale, right? And in this case, it's the E flat major scale. So what we're gonna do is take the 2 chord and the 1 chord, and we're gonna create a riff or a lick or whatever you want to call it, or a chord run with this. All right, so what we're gonna do is just take the triads. Right, let's start with the 2, which is F minor, and then we're gonna go to the 1. Right, that's gonna be the grouping 2 1, and whatever inversion you start with, that's the inversion you're gonna do with both chords. So if we're gonna start with root position, we have 2 1, then we're gonna invert that chord, that same thing. So from root position down to second inversion, the 2 chord, and then the 1 chord, right? Then we're going to invert that phrase again to first inversion, and then the 1, right? So something like this. Right? There's a lot of grace notes in the middle. So what I like to do, well, you can figure out which ones you want to grace, which notes you want to grace in the chord, but I like to do, actually, I'm not really thinking about it, so I'm going to take a moment and actually analyze what I'm doing. So for the first chord, if you start in root position, right, your F, right? For me, in this key, it's just comfortable if I keep the top notes where they are, A flat and C, and then grace from E flat to F. Something like that, right? Just like that. And then resolve to the second chord. Now, when we do the inversion, second inversion, I like to grace from the E flat to the F, the middle, right? Okay, so let's try, well, let's finish actually. And then when we get to the first inversion, F minor, I'm gonna grace to that middle note. I'm gonna grace to C from B flat. Okay, so let's do it slowly. Right? And then over time, you want to build up that speed. Whoop. And then, right? It's going to take a little bit of time, especially if you're not used to playing those grace notes like that. So once you get that down, right? Get that down. Now in our left hand, what we can do is just add the triads or just the single notes of the scale. This idea works well on every note in the scale, right? So once you get it down the way I taught you, you can experiment with starting with different inversions. So we can start with the first inversion, right? We can start with the root position. Or which one we didn't do? The second inversion. Right? So now, once you get that down, let's add notes to the left hand. So let's start with the 1 and let's listen to what it sounds like. So check this out. Right? Okay, to the 3. My bad, messed up, but you know what it sounds like. All right, these are just single notes. All right. I'm going to show you some context in a minute. All right, sounds great. Now let's add the triads. So, all right, that's the 1. Now go to the 2. All right, 3. messing it up. There we go. To the 4. To the 5. 6. 7. Right? Now, you can also play this as a two-handed idea, right? Most of us are used to playing triads with one hand, but you can play this with two hands, all right? But before I show you that, I want you to download my quick win practice guide. It's below. It's going to help you practice the piano more efficiently and effectively on and off the piano. So it has some really good information in there that I think could be beneficial to you. All right, click it, the link below, and grab that quick win practice guide. So, all right, so now let's start with the second inversion, right? What you can do is, now that you have two hands, you can grace in different parts. So instead of just gracing that one note, if you do it with one hand, if you're using two hands, you can grace the two lower notes. And then you can play around with the rhythm. You know what I'm saying? That's too real low, but I need to practice it, but hopefully you can hear the potential in this idea. All right, so now, how do you apply this to your playing? The best way to do it is to apply it to repertoire that you already have, okay? It sounds really well on the minor notes. So like the 2, the 3, and the 6, those are the minor chords of a scale. This works really well there, but it works on all of the notes of the scale, okay? If you have a simple progression like a 1, 5, 6, 4, right? Try it out there. Take the second and first chord of a scale, right? And you just use the triads and just go alternate back and forth. If you start with a root position, your 2 and 1 chord of root position, and then you invert that idea, okay? So just like I said in the quick win practice guide, play things in both hands, play them in every key, and then compound the concepts. If you use those 3 tips that I give you, right, it will help you apply these concepts to the things that you already have. You don't want to have to learn a song while you're learning this. Apply it to something that you already do. All right. Hopefully you like this idea. You like this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to download that quick win practice guide below. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.